Success is all about the clarity. The person with the most clarity is the person who actually wins. It's not just about moving action upon action, but it's also about knowing specifically what you want to achieve. Life is looking for what he called the vital principle. Life is looking for hits. Life is looking for something to hold on to. When you deprive life of any type of heat, any type of warmth that can actually keep things going, what will happen is your body will quickly get to a place of cold. And as you're moving, but you're still cold, it's only a matter of time before you simply lose everything. Does it really work to spend time visualizing what you want to achieve? That's a great question I'd like to explore with you, all right? Dimitri here. Let's get right into it. In 2018, there was a great book released by Robin Sharma. The book was a great sensation. The book was simply The 5 a.m. Club. And many people in the Western world started believing that yes, this is exactly what we're looking for, and so on and so forth. That they believe that by simply readjusting their lives by a few hours, they could start moving in a different direction as far as everything was concerned. Then there was a great movement around this book, and I myself started reading the book, trying to figure out exactly if this was something completely new. And of course, I'm not trying to bash Robin Sharma because he's an amazing author. But what I'm trying to simply highlight is the fact that despite all the sensation, despite all the success that this book garnered a few years ago, it left me with more questions than answers. Number one, we live in a society that simply want to prioritize certain things. We say that in order for you to make things happen, you have to just get on it, start moving. Life is about action, success is about action, it's not about perfection. Just start moving. And the more you move, the more you can maximize your chance of success. That's the principle. And if you can even wake up earlier and sacrifice a few hours of sleep, then you'll be moving faster and maximizing your chance of success as far as whatever you do is concerned. I was thinking about it. And then 3 years ago, I went somewhere in Africa. When I was there, I was completely shocked. Because people don't even wake up at 5 o'clock anymore. Because of traffic in the morning and the headache it takes to move from one end of the city to the next. Some people in some big cities wake up as early as 3 o'clock in the morning so they can be ready to leave the house at 4 o'clock in the morning. And by 4 o'clock in the morning, they're on the road, hoping to simply get to the office by 9 or sometimes 10 o'clock. So you will think that because these people are not even part of the 5 a.m. club, they are part of the 3 a.m. club. These people should be at a different level when it comes to the outcome of their lives. But guess what? Most of these people are still beyond broke. To simply illustrate the fact that when it comes to this thing called success, action is not always the answer. Action matters, but you need to combine action with something really key, which is visualization. Taking the time to really pay attention to exactly what you want to achieve. Trying to be as specific, as detailed as possible. How big is it, this thing I'm actually thinking about? How wide is it? How deep is it? What shape? What color? What's the texture? Where can I go see it? How does it make me feel when I think about it? And the more details you have when it comes to that particular thing, the more you can maximize your chances of success when you start moving as far as actions are concerned. Because at least in your mind, you know exactly what you're shooting for. Because as I keep saying, success is all about the clarity. The person with the most clarity is the person who actually wins. It's not just about moving action upon action, but it's also about knowing specifically what you want to achieve. Let me just give a perfect example for this. In 1812, in Europe, close to 700,000 soldiers that were part of this thing called La Grande Armée, or the Big Army, that was headed by Napoleon Bonaparte, was getting ready to go to Russia, to invade Russia. So amongst the troop, there was a gentleman, a doctor by the name of Pierre-Jean Morichaud-Beaupré. He was a doctor. So he was there with the troop going all the way to Moscow. As they started walking towards Moscow, they realized very quickly that this was going to be a different war. Because the Russians, on the other end, they understood that they could not face this army based on what they had. So they had to use wits in order for them to try to gain the upper end. So they said to themselves, every army needs provisions. Every army needs resources to keep moving. So every army basically runs on the strength of his stomach. So they say, we're going to do something completely unprecedented. We're going to destroy everything. Every farm, every place where food can be stored, we're going to destroy all of that. So that by the time these people reach Moscow, they will be seen nowhere where they can actually get more provision as far as the army is concerned. So Napoleon Bonaparte and his troops left Europe sometime in the summer of 1812. And by October, they had reached Moscow. But as they reached Moscow, they realized that there was absolutely nothing to eat for the troops. So they stayed in Moscow for the entire month of October. By the end of October, they realized that the temperature was dropping to something completely crazy, something that almost made them feel like they were in Siberia. So Napoleon and his troops simply says, we have to find a way to go back to where we come from. Otherwise, we're going to die because there is no food here and there is no one we can actually talk to. So let's start going back towards Europe. They started marching. And as they started marching, here's nothing gets really interesting. People from countries like Italy, Portugal, or Spain, or the Spaniards, who are actually used to warmer temperatures, find themselves in a very huge predicament. They say, we are hungry and it's beyond cold in this country. What are we going to do? So they started feeling homesick. And the homesickness then started accelerating the process of mental deterioration as far as they were concerned. So they started feeling weaker by the day. And as they started feeling weaker by the day, instead of sitting with the troop, and more other people, they started basically trying to go in different parts of Moscow to see if they could find anything. But as they were doing that, they did not know that the Russian troops were actually waiting for them in the corners, in those houses. They was just waiting for them to kill them, because they said these people, as they start moving in different directions, they have no chance as far as this country is concerned. Guess what? They started with 700,000 soldiers. By the time they were able to reach back a place of safety, the army had dwindled to only about 30,000 soldiers. Pierre-Jean Morichaud-Beaupré, as a doctor, then eventually wrote a book, Treatise on the Properties and the Effect of the Cold. And it was reflecting precisely on the war that it witnessed in 1812. The book was released in 1826, but it was the war that took place in 1812. And here's what it says. It says, life is looking for what he called the vital principle. Life is looking for heat. Life is looking for something to hold on to. When you deprive life of any type of heat, any type of warmth that can actually keep things going, what will happen is your body will quickly get to a place of cold. And as you're moving, but you're still cold, it's only a matter of time before you simply lose everything. It says the people will survive this ordeal in Russia, where the people were simply able to rise to the challenge and start visualizing exactly what they were working towards. Those people simply says, yes, it is cold. I am beyond hungry as far as this war is concerned. But I'm going to stay put. I'm going to stay with the people because I'm visualizing myself in my home country, sitting down with my family and enjoying a cup of tea. I'm visualizing myself back in my country, visualizing sitting there in the backyard, enjoying the sun. I'm visualizing the sound of a bird in my own country. Those were able to visualize that and maintain that sense of heat in their thoughts. And as they were moving, the heat was then able to preserve them and to keep them going and to reach their destination. And this is where basically this gentleman, this doctor, released this book to simply say, yes, if you don't want to experience success as far as anything is concerned, don't just work for the sake of working. Remember also to visualize. Remember to visualize in great details, because as you visualize in great details, you're simply giving your body something to look forward to. It may be cold, you may be completely down as far as everything is concerned, but you're not going to be out, because this heat is going to preserve your body and keep everything going until you're going to reach your final destination. And this is something key. So in all that you're going to do this weekend, my friend, I'm going to kindly invite you to do something key. As you're strategizing for the week ahead, as you're strategizing for the months ahead, as you're strategizing for the year ahead, I'm simply going to ask you to do something key. Take a few minutes to simply visualize what exactly you are looking for. The more details, the better. The more details, the better, because details are simply going to give your mind something key, the warmth, the heat in it to keep you going, even if it may get cold as you are moving in the direction of your dreams. And the person with the most details, the person with the most warmth as far as this visuals is concerned, is a person who eventually is going to make it safely or to the other end and be able to reap all the things that success can actually give them as far as what they're trying to do is concerned. All right? Much love, everyone. I'm out.